can we just start with an injury update? Is there any injury news from Saturday?
Giorgi is working with medical staff now. He's recovering, and of course, all of us, we are looking forward. He will be ready because I think he's an important player for us, and he's working hard. He's in good hands, and we have to wait more.
Everybody else from Saturday is okay?
Yeah, we have only Caleb with some pain, and we'll see if he's available or not. But the rest of the team, the players are ready, are available. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. How tough is it to tell players that they're not in the squad? Because you've got so many options that you're needing out 3 or 4 players to get into the squad can be.
Yeah, it's tough. For me, it's the worst thing I have to do, to manage this, or to take these decisions. Never was easy for me. But now when you have a big squad and you know every list you put 4 or 5 fit players out of the list, is difficult. Yeah.
Do you feel like because even prior to you coming in this season, there were quite a few changes to the lineups, and do you feel like we've searched for an identity and a more consistent way of playing at the moment?
Yeah, from my first day here, I tried to know better the players, to know, because the rest of the things in the club I knew before coming, but I needed to stay with my players, to train with my players, to play with my players, and this way is the real way you know all the squad. Now, playing then in our last game in Sheffield against Sheffield United, we had one chance to show what we are. I think we didn't play our best level. We didn't show our best face, and we have many things we have to improve. But in the other hand, I'm sure we have the qualities, we have the skills to do it. Then I only have to work harder with them, to insist in the important things, to be a solid team, to compete better, and to do it better from our next game that is tomorrow.
How much, particularly in back 4, when you play 2 centre-backs, you have 5 potential options. Yeah. How much, particularly in that position, do you have to search for the best combination?
Yeah, it's, as I told you before, it's not only the position when we have more than 2 players, for example. We have in the left side as well, left back. We have strikers. We have 3 players as a number 9 with similar qualities, tall, 1.90 m, all of them, left foot, all of them, many similar qualities. And then to choose 2 of them, or sometimes we can go with 3 of them in the list, but it's hard to manage. You have to choose, but it depends on them as well. If they, in every training session, show me they deserve to be in the team, in the squad, I do it. I don't have any preference in this moment. Only I want to choose, to find the best players for, in this case, for the tomorrow game, and so.
Yeah, but you're still looking for. I mean, Watford are looking for the first clean sheet of the season still. But haven't conceded more than twice in a game, so it's close, but still looking for a little improvement for them.
Yeah. It's something we have to improve. If you want to have more options to win, for sure, if you get a clean sheet, then it will be good for you. Easier than in other way you concede 1 goal like we did in the last game. In my opinion, our first half in Sheffield, we didn't create many chances. We were more aggressive in opposite half, but we controlled the game, and we didn't concede many options to the opponent, but only for from our mistakes in own field, they created something. Then, or coming from long balls, we didn't defend well the second balls, something like that, and set pieces after soft mistakes, something like that. And then it's something we have to work on that. We have a young squad. Many players need to make mistakes to learn, but we have to reduce these mistakes because at the same time we need to get results, and it's something we are working on that. Yeah.
One of the young players who you may not even have met yet, Otmana Mama, who was with Morocco.
Yeah.
Were you following Morocco's on?
Of course. Yeah. All of us, we've been following the World Cup and very proud of all the things he did, and waiting for him here to work with the rest of the players and to know if he's able to do all these things in championship and with the level of the teammates.
Do you have an idea of when he might be back and available to play?
I don't know. I need time. First of all, I would like to speak with him to know how he feels, and after that we will see in the training sessions if he's ready or not.
Yeah. But not tomorrow.
Not tomorrow.
Okay. And you, as you just mentioned, with a number of young players, there's an incredible amount of young attacking talent at the club. How exciting is that for the club as a whole?
Yeah, it's something that makes me happy to work with young players, that have that hungry for improving every day, and that has to be my job. Try to help them to development, to improve their skills, to know more about play, to all these things. It's my job, and it's good for me. I did it in the past in many teams, in Malaga, in Villarreal, in many teams in Spain or abroad as well. I had many young players, and after when you see them in the high level competing and they recognize your help, is something amazing. Yeah. Yeah, thank you.
Hi, Javi. Welcome back to Watford.
Thank you.
I suppose first time in Watford, Javi. 11th place in the Premier League. Got to the first FA Cup final in 35 years. But I suppose you're coming back to a different Watford. Since Watford came down to the Premier League, they've championship finishes of 11th, 15th and 14th. Yeah. I suppose a good bit off the playoff picture. I suppose, is that the aim for a big club like Watford, who had Premier League experience in the past, like Norwich as well, to be in the playoff hunts going into the last month of the season? Because when you're finishing 14th, 15th and 11th, I suppose you won't want to mention about predecessors. That's entirely a different thing. But I suppose a club like Watford should be aiming every year to be at least in the playoff picture.
We'll see where we are. What I can tell you in this moment is what I feel. For me, Watford is an amazing club. Being in Premiership, being in Championship, being 15th, being the way we achieved being the 11th in Premier League when we will be here in the last time. Now we have to know we cannot live in the past, and we have to work hard in the present to achieve a great future as well. And it's what we are focused. When I arrived, the owner told me, Watford needs you, then if you need me, I'll be there. It doesn't matter if it's a good moment or bad moment for me, for my career. If you need me, I'll be there, because I feel something different for this club. And that's the main reason, because I'm here, because I want to help. Of course, I'm motivated to try to improve the level of the players, to improve the results, to improve the position on the table, and I wish at the end of the season will be on the top of the table. But we have to work and to show if we are really able to do that. As we could see in the last game against Sheffield, it's not easy to get points, to win games. And now, from my arrival, you know, the schedule is hard. Now we have to play against Coventry, Middlesbrough, no, Ipswich, Bristol, all these teams. All of them, what I know is in a good moment, well positioned on the table with the confidence they have. Then we have to improve and be focused on us. It depends on us. It's up to us. Then we have to be ready to work, to be ready to compete our best level, and after that we'll see at the end where we are.
And Javi, you mentioned you're working with a young squad,
Yeah.
but you have two senior pros there with considerable experience. Moussa Sissoko, 71 times cap for France, Tottenham and Newcastle. Tom Ince, who's played at the highest level of the game as well. When you came into the club, in terms of the leaders of the dressing room, did you speak to Moussa? Did you speak to Tom to get a sense of where the Watford project is at the moment and where it should be going?
Yeah, we have different players with different experiences. We have experienced players, we have young players with less experience. Of course, when I arrive, I try to speak with all of them, not only with experience or young. I speak with all of them. I like to know how they feel, in what position they feel more comfortable, whether they think they can play better, they can help the team more. I like to know these things from them, and after that, of course, I like to speak with the captains, speak about the team, about all the different things around the team, and yeah, I try to take this information from them. But after, what I need is to see with my eyes and to decide from all this information I take from them. Yeah.
I suppose, Javi, the last few years, the teams have dropped down from the Premier League with the parachute payments, have had a big advantage in terms of maybe having the resources to come back up. But maybe this year, for the first year, maybe the three that have come down has sort of been off the sluggish enough start to start. Burnley and Leeds were excellent last year, and it meant that everyone else was fighting out for third place. This year is maybe a bit of the gap narrowed a bit, is a bit more open given the start that the relegated teams have had so far.
To be honest, I don't look at the table in this moment. I'm only worried about next game, and especially this week when we have to play three games in a row. I don't have time to think about that. I put all my energy and all my mind in next game. Try to give our best and try to take out the best of all our players. And at the end, we'll see what happened, where we are. It will be for sure consequence of all the things we've done during all the year.
Yeah, I mean, here in Ireland, there's an awful lot of interest in Kwadwo Baah. 20 years old. He's been capped from Ireland. He's played 7 matches so far, 1 goal, 2 assists. Had a really good record at Celtic when he was there. What have you seen so far of Rocco? Is he pushing really close? I know he's come on a few times as well in games in terms of making himself a first team regular. And is he a player that you see in your plans for the entirety of this season?
Yeah, all the players are in my plans. All the players. And Rocco for sure as well. Of course as well. Rocco can play in different positions, offensive player, different skills to play in difficult moments when the other team are close. I think give us different options, and it's something I know, and I try to give value all his skills, and I'm sure in the next games we can see him playing on the pitch for sure.
And before I bring you on to the West Brom game, just one other player that caught the eye, the Danish forward Luca Kremgaard on loan from Udinese. It obviously when you're coming from a different country in Italy, it takes time to adapt. But there's an awful lot of similarities in terms of his physique and the styles of maybe what a young Victor Gyökeres was at Coventry. Do you see something like that in terms of Luca, in terms of his potential?
I don't know. I don't know. I think it's not fair to compare players because all the players are different. And if you ask me about Luca, I'll tell you, for me, Luca, the same way Vivaldo or Mamadou are the best strikers, the best number 9. Better than even the striker you mentioned before. Are my players, and I try to help them to be even better, and I hope the best of all of them.
Yeah. Just on to West Brom before I finish up. Good win against Preston. 2 goals came from players maybe in the pocket and the whole of them in very good season. Isaac Price and Mikey Johnson. Mikey Johnson, the threat, 9 matches, 2 goals, 3 assists. He's really having a good start to the championship. Is that where West Brom, the players behind the striker, that 3, is that where they're most dangerous, with Price and Johnson coming on to second balls, running in behind the target man?
Yeah, I agree. This line, these 3 players, well, the 4th players play up front, the 3 plus the striker, all of them with mobility, changing positions. Yeah, I think they are. They have many different movements and create many chances from this mobility. I think they do really well, and they are compact defending. They are well organized. They have good set pieces. I know. I think it's a good team, consistent, but we play at home. We play at Vicarage Road, and we'll try to overcome this pressure and these situations.
Yeah, best of luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Javi, welcome back
Yeah,
again.
thank you.
How will it feel to be back in the dugout tomorrow? It's been 5 years or so.
Yeah, it will be amazing, something really special for me to be in Vicarage Road, in that atmosphere, to feel what I felt in the past is something that I was expecting. I'm looking forward that moment, and I'm sure I'm going to enjoy.
And you left Leeds in 23, I think. How have you filled the time since? Have you played a lot of golf all right?
Sorry, say again.
How have you filled the time since you left Leeds? Have you played a lot of golf or?
No, play golf. I don't like golf. No, it's not for golf. It's not for me. I prefer more competitive sports, like more dynamic, more aggressive, because I think I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. But I spend more time with family, friends, with these kind of things that you cannot do when you are working, like now, for example, and doing other sport, practicing other sports and other things, but enjoying other things that now you don't have enough time to do it.
So what sort of sports do you play?
Paddle, yeah, paddle, these kind of things. Football, no. I don't like to play football because I have problems with my hip, and then I prefer to do something like that. But something in the gym, normal things. Swimming, cycling, some these kind of things, yeah.
You're coming into a much changed club, because when you took over on a previous occasion, they're in the Premier League with a fairly accomplished bunch of players. Just mentioned Deeney for one, the others were.
Yeah.
The job now, of course, we're a division down. While the players you now have, there are a couple of experienced guys, but basically the squad is players with potential.
Yeah.
Rather than a reputation.
Yeah.
And of course the pressure is on always at Watford. Do you think you have the players who could mould into a promotion-winning squad?
I have good what I'm sure is that I have good players, a good squad, and that the success of this season depend on us, and it's something good for us. This we have players with skills, we have players with the power we need, we have experienced players, but after all these good things that we have to show on the pitch every day, and it's something I think we have at a distance that we have to cover. It's something we have to do. Something we have to do. In the last game, in my first game, my opinion was that we didn't play our best level, but we could get a better result, being fair with the chances we had, the chance for Caleb in the second half with 0-0 in the game, after the chance for Imrân, for Kevin, many clear chances to get a better result. But I'm not only thinking about the final result. I'm thinking about the way we competed, because we have to analyze, to be demanding with ourselves, and then I'm sure day by day, game by game, we'll improve. And it's something with young people, with young players. You have to be constant. You have to insist one day. Next day, maybe they forget again and again and again. And this way, I'm sure, I don't know how long it takes, but I'm sure at the end, we will get it.
So development is clearly important.
Yeah.
There have been times this season when certainly the fans have felt the team has maybe lacked some firepower, but we do have attacking potential. And among the players, well, I suppose the favourite of the crowd is Kwadwo Baah, who has promised a lot, maybe not final product. How do you see his development and role within the club?
Yeah, but it's not different than other players in terms of development, in terms of different things they have to improve. In this case, Kwadwo Baah as well is not different in these things, and we try to help him to improve. I don't know, but I think in the last two seasons, last season and this season, he played 5 games, 90 minutes, no more, around 5 games. And then it's something, tell you that it's something about we have to work on that. You have to be more constant. You have to take this personality to complete more games, starting from the bench or starting from the beginning, but you have to be focused on help the team the time you are playing, and this way, for sure, you are going to increase your minutes, increase the complete the games, all these things. Then, for sure, Kwadwo has a great potential. All of us know that, but now we have to educate him and help him to show it in all the games during all the time he's on the pitch in a constant way.
And finally, you're clearly delighted to be back,
Yeah, thank you.
but I'm really delighted to see it. Given the club's pretty famous revolving door with managers, people don't stay too long. You stayed quite a long time. Were there any misgivings before you came in? Did you think, or maybe not, or did you jump in with both feet?
When I had the chance to come, I decided in a moment. Yeah, I didn't take a long time to, after speaking with my wife, with my kids, and take this decision, because I'm a familiar person, you know. I like to enjoy with my family, and now to be here without my family is hard for me, because I always live my experience working abroad with my wife, with my 3 kids. Now one of them is in the university, is living alone, but I have another two that they are living with us. One of them was playing in the academy here in Watford Academy, and now for me it's hard. But to come to Watford was even for me more important than to be in that moment with my family or sacrifice, this moment with them. And I think I felt that I had to be here, and that was the main reason because I'm here.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you.